Today, we're going to be talking about the integration regarding inverse trigonometry. Let us start first with the formulas. The first formula here would be the integral of du over the square root of a squared minus u squared is equal to arcsine or sine raised to the power of -1 multiplied by u over a plus c. Or it is also equal to negative arccosine of u over a plus c. These two are the same. The second formula for this would be the integral of du over a squared plus u squared is equal to 1 over a multiplied by arctangent or tangent raised to the power of -1 multiplied by u over a plus c. Or this is also equal to negative 1 over a multiplied by arc cotangent multiplied by u over a plus c. The third formula for this would be du over u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared is equal to 1 over a multiplied by secant raised to the power of -1 or arcsecant multiplied by the absolute value of u over a plus c. Or this is also equal to negative 1 over a arc cosecant multiplied by the absolute value of u over a plus c. So with regarding to this, you can use this one or this one. Now, let us start with this first example. I highly advise you to take notes of the three formulas earlier. The integral of 1 over 1, the square root of 1 minus x squared of dx. You can rewrite this as the integral of dx because 1 multiplied by dx is dx over the square root of 1 minus x squared. Now, which formula corresponds to this one? It is according to the first formula wherein the integral of du over the square root of a squared minus u squared. Keep in mind, a squared here corresponds or it means it is a constant or a number, and u here corresponds to the x function or any function that is not a constant. Now, according to the formula, this would be equal to arcsine multiplied by u over a plus c or negative arccosine multiplied by u over a plus c. You can choose any of this as your answer. It is the same. And now, according to this, let us assign our u value and a value. According to the formula, a squared here, a squared here is 1 and u squared here is x squared. And now, the square root of 1 is simply 1 and the square root of x squared is simply x. And now, let us find du or the derivative of x is simply 1 dx or simply dx. Now that we have assigned all our values, let us start. So it would be equal to dx is equal to du. So it would be du over the square root of according to the formula, a squared here is 1. So a squared minus u squared is x squared. And now that we have assigned all our values, let us move on to answering this. You can use this answer or this answer. But let us stick with the arcsin first. So it would be equal to arcsin multiplied by u. U value here is x, which is this, over a value here is still 1. So it would be x over 1 plus c. Or let us use this another example. It will be equal to negative arccosine multiplied by u, which is x, over a, which is 1, plus c. Simplifying this answer, it would be arcsine multiplied by x plus c, because x over 1 is simply x, or negative arccosine multiplied by x plus c. This can be the answer. Let us start with this second example. The integral of 1 over 1 plus x squared multiplied by dx. Rewrite this, so it would be the integral of dx over 1 plus x squared. Now, this corresponds to the second formula, wherein du over a squared plus x squared is equal to 1 over a tangent, arctangent multiplied by u over a plus c, or negative 1 over a arccotangent multiplied by u over a plus c. Now, let us assign our a squared here and x squared value. Now, according to this formula, a squared here is 1 and x squared. Wait, now that I think about it, this should be u squared, Now, u squared here will be equal to x squared, according to this formula. And now, the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of x squared is simply x. And so, take the derivative of x, which is simply dx. Now that we have assigned it, it will be the integral of dx right here is equal to du over a squared is 1, which is this, plus u squared is x squared. So now that we have achieved our base formula, we can now answer either of this. So it will become 1 over a here is simply 1, according to this, multiplied by arctangent multiplied by u here is x over a, which is 1, plus c, or negative 1 over a, which is 1, multiplied by arccotangent multiplied by u here, which is x, multiplied by a plus c. Simplifying this answer, it would be 1 divided by 1 is simply 1, so it would become arctangent of x, because x divided by 1 is x plus c, or negative arccotangent of x plus c. This can be either the answer. The integral of 1 over x multiplied by the square root of x squared minus 1 of dx. Rewrite this, it would become dx over x multiplied by the square root of x squared minus 1. This corresponds to the third formula that I gave earlier, which is du over u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared will be equal to 1 over a multiplied by arcsecant multiplied by the absolute value of u over a plus c, or negative 1 over a multiplied by arc cosecant multiplied by the absolute value of u over a plus c. Now let us assign the values. According to the formula for this, it would become u squared here is x squared, a squared here is still 1, and so the square root of x squared is simply x, and the square root of 1 is simply 1. And du here is equal to dx because derivative of x is simply dx. Now that we have assigned all our values, let us start. So it will become the integral of dx here is equal to du over x here is simply u multiplied by the square root of u squared is x squared minus 1 here is a squared. So this matches now the formula given. So now we can answer it. So it will become 1 over a here is 1 multiplied by arcsecant multiplied by the absolute value of u which is x over a which is 1 plus c, or negative 1 over 1 which is a multiplied by arccosecant multiplied by the absolute value of u which is x over 1 plus c. Now let us simplify this. Our answer, it will become arcsecant multiplied by the absolute value of x plus c, or negative arccosecant multiplied by the absolute value of x plus c. This can either be the answer. The integral of 1 over the square root of 9 minus x squared of dx. Rewriting this, it would become dx over the square root of 9 minus x squared. Now, which do you think corresponds to this formula? Remember that 9 here is according to a, and x here is always assigned to u. So, this will be according to the first formula. According to that. And now, let us assign values once again. It would be a squared here is 9, and so the square root of 9 would be 3. And u squared here is x squared, so the square root of x squared is x. So taking the derivative of u, which is x, it would become dx. Now that we have assigned all our values, it would be dx here is equal to du over the square root of a squared here is 9 minus u squared. So according to the formula I gave earlier, it will become this answer. The arcsin of u here is x over a here is 3 plus c. In case you forgot your notes, this would become the arcsin of arcsin multiplied by u over a plus c, or negative arccosine multiplied by u over a plus c. So this would either also become negative arccosine multiplied by u which is x over 3 which is a plus c. So this can become either your answer. The integral of x dx over the square root of 25 minus 9x raised to the power of 4. This is according to the first formula because a squared here is 25 and 9x raised to the power of 4 is u squared. Always remember that a corresponds to a constant. And so, let us assign values here. A squared right here would be 25. So, the square root of 25 would be 5. U squared here is 9x raised to the power of 4. So, the square root of 9x raised to the power of 4 is 3x squared. And so, the derivative of 3x squared is 6x dx. And so, let us assign all the values here. So, it would be the integral of x multiplied by dx here. Wait. Dx right here would be equal to du over 6x, because just divide both sides by 6x here. So it would become x multiplied by du over 6x over the square root of 25 right here is a squared minus u squared is 9x raised to the power of 4. And so let us simplify this. X here would cancel each other out. And so this would be gone. And you can put 6 outside the integral. So it would become 1 over 6 multiplied by the integral of du over the square root of a squared minus u squared. Now this is really according to the first formula according to your notes. And now let us solve this. So it would become arcsin, or simply sine raised to the power of -1 if you want to save some space, multiplied by u in this case is 3x squared, because this was the assigned one, over a here which is 5. So it would be 3x squared over 5 plus c. Wait. This should also be multiplied by 1 over 6 because you have 1 over 6 outside the integral. So the final answer can be, let us just rewrite this. So it would be 1 over 6 multiplied by arcsin multiplied by 3x squared over 5 plus c. So this can be the answer, or if the alternate answer is what you want, it would be 1 over 6 multiplied by negative arccosine over multiplied by 3x squared over 5 plus the constant of integration, or plus c. The integral of y dy over 9 plus y raised to the power of 4. And so this is according to formula number 2. Make sure to take note of that. And so let us assign value here. A squared right here is equal to 9. And so the square root of 9 is equal to 3. And u squared here is equal to y raised to the power of 4. And so the square root of this would be simply y squared. So taking the derivative of y squared, it would be 2y multiplied by dy. And so dy right here is equal to du over 2y. So let us assign value here. It would be the integral of y multiplied by dy here is equal to du over 2y over 9 here is a squared plus y raised to the power of 4 here is u squared. So firstly, let us simplify this. Y here and y here would cancel each other out. and bring 2 outside the integral. If you don't get it, this will become simply first the integral of y multiplied by du over a squared plus u squared multiplied by 2y, because just bring 2y down. Now, y and y here would cancel each other out, and you can bring 2 outside, so it will become 1 half. 1 half the integral of du over a squared plus u squared. Now, this is now for the formula number 2 I gave earlier. So the answer right here would be 1 half multiplied by 1 over a here, which is 3, arctangent multiplied by u, in this case is y squared, over a, which is 3, plus c. So simplifying this, it would become 1 half multiplied by 1/3 is equal to 1/6 multiplied by arctangent multiplied by y squared over 3 plus c. You can use the other answer, which is the arccotangent, but I will not be putting here. The integral of dx over the square root of 4e 4x minus 9. Let us assign u squared and a squared value first. U squared right here would be equal to 4e raised to the power of 4x. U right here would be, the square root of 4e 4x would be 2e 2x. And the derivative of this would be 4e raised to the power of 2x dx. And so, a squared here is equal to 9. Square root of 9 is 3. We can assign 4e raised to the power of 2x as 2 multiplied by u, because 2 multiplied by 2e raised to the power of 2x is simply 4e raised to the power of 2x. And so, dx right here would be equal to du over 2u. So, this is according to the formula number 3, which is the integral of du over u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared. But in our problem, there is no u assigned here. So we will fix that according to the values we have given. So the integral of, let's just put dx right here. So it will become the integral of 1 over this multiplied by dx. So this will become 1 over 4e raised to the power of 4x is u squared minus 9 here is a squared. Let's multiply this by the value of dx, which is du over 2u. So multiplying this together, we will have the integral of du over 2u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared. But since we only need u here, let us bring 2 outside the integral. So it would become 1 half the integral of du over u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared. And now we can finally see that this will be equal to formula number 3. And so the integral of this according to the formula would be equal to 1 over a multiplied by arcsecant multiplied by the absolute value of u over a plus c, or negative 1 over a multiplied by arccosecant of absolute value of u over a plus c. Now let us solve this based on our problem. Wait. So this would become equal to 1/2 multiplied by 1 over a here in this case is 3 because of this, multiplied by arcsecant multiplied by absolute value of u, which is 2e raised to the power of 2x over a, which is 3, plus c. I will just be using this solution. I will not be answering this, but you can do it because it is just the same. And so the final answer for this would be 1/2 multiplied by 1/3 would be 1 over 6. And if you multiply 1/2 by c, because c corresponds to any constant, it will just be still plus c. So it will become 1 over 6 multiplied by arcsecant of absolute value of 2e raised to the power of 2x over 3 plus c. The integral of sine x dx over 10 plus cosine squared of x. A squared right here would be 10, and the square root of 10 is a decimal, but we will just simplify this as square root of 10. U squared right here is cosine squared of x. Square root of this would be simply cosine of x. And the derivative of cosine of x is negative sine of x multiplied by dx. And so dx right here would be equal to du over negative sine of x. So let us simplify this. It will be the integral of sine of x over 10 here is a squared plus cosine squared of x here is u squared. Let's multiply this by the value of dx, which is du over negative sine of x. Let us simplify this. Sine of x here would cancel each other out and put the negative value outside the integral. So it will become negative the integral of du over a squared plus u squared. Now we can see this formula. It is based on the formula number 2, wherein it is du over a squared plus u squared. Now this would be equal to 1 over a multiplied by arctangent of u over a plus c, or negative 1 over a multiplied by arccotangent of u over a plus c. You can use either of these. And so let us solve this. So this will become negative, because there is negative here, 1 over a here is square root of 10. Arctangent multiplied by u here in this case is cosine of x over value of a, which is square root of 10, plus c, or negative multiplied by negative 1 over a, which will be positive because there is positive. So it will become 1 over a multiplied by cotangent. A here is square root of 10 of u, which is cosine of x, over square root of 10 plus c. This can be either be the answer. Take note